What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Thursday. One more day to go before we kick off an exciting, hopefully cool weekend. There has been so much stuff that has dropped from Mattel. Mattel has dominated the news for me. It's like normally I'm really hyped about something from Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified series, Transformers, Star Wars. This week it's been nothing but Mattel. So hopefully next week we'll start to see something coming on the heels of what we should expect in the future in February from all the Hasbro brands. Because this week, all about Mattel. What's up to everybody here hanging on in the chat before I get started any further? Got some cool news. Let's break down and celebrate the Lyles Figure Files VIP members, including the year one plus members: Jamelin Parks, Blake Tarpley, 72 Lines BK, James Green, David Thanos, Lawson Wallace, Henry G, Ryan Daly, Jay Woods, Tom Finn 2018, MOC Turtle, Robert Hayes, Nathan William, Retro Robo Toys, and all the other VIP members, starting with DJ No Good, Alan, Pixelated Poses, Bro, Graham Tuttle, Vince, John Morsey, Vintage Bob, Doom Customs, and a special shout out to our newest VIP member, Kwame Taylor. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You guys rock. Thank you. Also, shout out to the Lyles Figure Files super supporters, Lawson Wallace, Nathan William, Retro Robo Toys, and my brother, Jason Lyles. Thank you all as well. Now let's get to the chat, see where we're at. Snake Eyes, howdy, partner. Rick Cage, jumping right away. I'm going to cut the show after everyone's answered the question. Hello, Jeff. Let me answer this question for all collectors. What do we want? Everything. Is that the right way to say it in Thanos' voice? Let me see. Everything. Now, please. You can't say now and please. It's like, I want it all. Give me my figures. So, just for clarification, because I see a few comments in the chat are going, we want it all. How fast? Right now. I'm asking specifically, which I'll get to later on, about Mattel's DC Comics line. You know, when we saw the original core figures, their version of it, there's all kinds of collector outrage. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. People online losing their minds over something. It's craziness. But what exactly do you want to see? Like, what kind of articulation, material, scaling important? Let me know all that stuff when I cue you up. So start thinking about it, because it'll get lost in the chat if you post it right now. So keep that in mind. We'll get to it soon. Rick Cage also says, greetings, Earthlings, per usual, on duty. See you in a few. Omega 579. Hey, what's happening? Hey. Brian P. Frills, what is happening here? Something going on that's not quite clear. Help me out with the song reference on that one. My tune's a little off today. Ronnie son. Hello, everybody. What's up, Ronnie? Hope the snow isn't hitting you too hard. Oh my goodness. Snow has been amazing. I mean, it's like it is a 50-50 mix of snow and ice. And I showed them and told them that I was going to do this again. So I was disappointed because I was shoveling the driveway, mixture of snow on the bottom, ice on the top. And I had the brilliant idea that, you know, what would be fun? Taking all of my snow featured players, my vehicles, make use of this icy driveway and see what could go down there the fastest. I was going to have a whole race, and it did not go as smoothly or at all like I planned. But I did take some photos as usual. Shocker. I got this of my not focus Iceman. Let's see if they will ever get in focus. Of course not. Why would it do that? So it's like a magic trick, and I never figured out. There's the Age of Apocalypse Iceman, the old school one. Then there is the original one we got in Juggernaut, and then to the right from your screen, the new one. I prepared to have them all racing down the driveway. I had the little stands on them to use this little propulsion device, and that's better. You can actually see the figures now, and they did not slide at all. Now, this setup on the driveway with all the ice was perfect. If I decided to go up and play Iceman, I would have slid all the way to the bottom. Not these figures, though. They barely moved even a little bit. So, yeah, it was a little bit disappointing, but at least it was snowing, and that was fun. And I think that's everything I got. Yes. So, good times. I was able to take a photo I was pretty happy with using that panorama version, not this one, this one. So I took out the polar battle bear, which I also tried to slide and got this cool shot. And it did not go anywhere down the driveway. I knocked gung ho off and was like, come on. So I've got a few more ideas. The snow is going absolutely nowhere. And hopefully over the next few days on social media, you'll see some more posts of all my figures out in the snow, including this guy who is still yet to be open. But rest assured, a few more days, he will be out there along with Indigo and regular flavored snow serpent. Excuse me. So, should be fun. What's up, Ski Raider? How you doing, my friend? Jamlin Parks. Hello, hello. Welcome to the What's Going Down episode of Lyle's Figure Files. That's my mama. How you doing, Jamlin? Vin Doom! Eating Figure Files crew, Mr. 100 Grand Jeff. What it is, Vin Doom. How are you tonight? David Thanos says, what's good, y'all? Like and hype. Like and hype. Like and hype. Sponsored indeed by So Glow. That is too high. Just let it shine through, y'all. Blake Tarpley, here we go. What's up, Jeff and the Figure File Snow Crew? Yes. Man, I know when I get this Snowcat, my HasLab Snowcat, we are going to be doomed to 5+ years of zero snow. And I am going to wish I had this snow that I've got outside right now for my Snowcat to plow over, because this is perfect Snowcat weather. It's these glaciers of ice. Shout out Raekwon and Ghostface, because they're just blocks. And oh man, I'm just imagining taking that Snowcat over them. Oh, we're gonna get no snow after this one. But oh man, I wish I had it right now. Ronnie's son, yo, my snow vipers are on snow removal duty. We need them, right? All about the village, yo, what's up? Jamlin Parks, cool weekend. Jeff, it doesn't need to get any cooler right now. Yeah, it is. It was really cold today. I went down to the driveway specifically so the Amazon driver would not mess up my icy front yard. I didn't want to see nasty footprints because it's pristine right now. It's like a Hallmark photo. It's perfect. So clean. It's great. And since the Amazon driver came by, I was like, yes, I will take this pickup from today. Finally adding Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer to the collection. They dropped down on Amazon under $40. And I said, yep, absolutely. They've been hovering around 57 for a minute. I've had this in my cart for a long time. They finally had one of those coupons. I was able to click on it and got it. So I was like, yes, finally. So now I just need 2 more Marauders and I will be all set to go. Brian P., I am saving your comment. And it over to you, Ski Raider. What's up, Maurice? Good time zone, peeps. Snow Pictures Part 2 this weekend. Parka up, Jeffrey. Between the blizzard, I hope it's just snow. I don't think we're going to get it. They're like, I'm seeing all this stuff, and it's like, all my weather app is saying maybe less than an inch of snow, which could make it fun because it'll be like snow on top of ice, but I'm not going anywhere, so we'll see. Ryan Daly, what's up, Ryan? My son has started playing with my Star Wars toys, which I justified buying by saying they were for him. Eventually, the day has finally come and he's broken 14 lightsabers in 3 days. Man, those lightsaber pegs are worthless. I hate the way they implemented those. And I can say that because I've got one that I needed to fix as well. Because this is my Revenge of the Sith terrible, horrible version of Obi-Wan. I don't know if you can quite make out his lightsaber hilt. It is not on there properly anymore because it fell. Get in focus, will you? There you go. So you can see it's not even on there. I had to super glue it because he took a little tumble onto carpet and it still broke. And it's just like, gosh, I wish they would just make. I know this may double the budget for these figures, but I really just want them to have a regular lightsaber that cannot come off and cannot snap off. It's that little small peg they have in there. I mean, it's just like, please break me, especially for kids or grown kids. And then have a separate unlit lightsaber hilt. That's all we need. I don't need to be able to take it off because every time I do that, I feel like I'm risking breaking it anyway. So I'm with you. Hopefully, you can find some cheap ones. Maybe this is where you take advantage of those really cheap Star Wars figures and just buy a bunch of them there. Let's see. Maurice, I want it all, and I want it now. Yeah. David Thanos, I'm saving yours. Brian P. Jeffrey, how do you now know the opening lyrics from Dancing on the Ceiling? When you read it sometimes, it just doesn't. That was on me. But I do know that song. Henry G, what's happening, Jeff? Figure Pals crew. Hope you all are having an exquisite week. It's been a lovely week for me, Henry. I have been able to go outside and diligently stage action figure photography under the guise of shooting action figures. Not playing, not at all. Nope, not me. I have been absolutely diligently taking care of stuff. For those of you who did not see on my Instagram, I had a ton of fun with the big mountains of snow I was able to create there. So Snake Eyes and Timber taking it all in. That was fun. Little Mortal Kombat action for you. That was on Monday. That's fine. I mean, the snow is so bright that it's making my figures look dark. I'll just blame the snow and not my photography skills. Then Iceman and Mega Man in the battle stage, like I was hoping to do. So that was really fun. Alpine on top of the in between the glaciers there. I don't know if you can see him because he refuses to get in focus. And then let's see, I think there's one more, just one more. Then we can go on to talking about important stuff like figures. There's a better in focus version of Alpine in there. And I still need to go back out there and shoot him and Bazooka dealing with the snow. Here's him getting a drop on some Cobras. I love the snow and being able to have block ice in there is making creating forts and all this stuff so much fun. Anyway, back there. All about the villains. Adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rose. Oh. Max! What's up, Max 75? I want to balance height with my figures. Most of the female figures are too tall. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's save this one. Blake, Jeff, I think you could have frozen the Iceman's feet in the ice blocks. Ice blocks in an ice block. A la the Toy Biz figure, and that might have helped. Maybe so. There's still time, Blake. It's none of this snow is melted. I might have to do that because I was so disappointed they did not go down the driveway. I think, let me see. What could I do here? Because I need, maybe this is where I create using the ice block deals that you get from your refrigerator tray, which I think I have. And I'll just put the 4 figures in there, little, just put a little water and leave them in the garage. They'll freeze, no problem. All right, I'm gonna try this, Blake. We'll see what happens. Robert Hayes, any He-Man collectors in here? I'm hot on the cartoon collection. Any chance they get re-released? I don't know. I think this might be a bad time to try to get into those. Excuse me. Ski Raider. We'll ship you snow if we got it, Jeffrey. Oh man. It might be one of those deals where I just have to go get a couple of big, big coolers and then just go just put some snow in there and then rush back home. And hopefully it'll be cold enough that it won't melt. Dark Knight, what's good, Jeff and the Figure Files crew? Toy gang in the building. Michael Solis, check that watch. It's Figure Files time. Yeah, it is. Lawson Wallace. Hello, Jeffrey and Lyle's Figure Files crew. What up, Lawson? Please hit the like button. I hope you all are getting used to that. JMC. What's up, Jeff and crew? What's up, man? How are you? Lawson, Jeffrey's snow photos are always so much fun. Thank you. It's really nothing more than me having a ton of fun going out there. And it was hilarious on Monday on either side of me. My neighbors are out there shoveling out the snow. My sole purpose was, I think I've got enough snow cleared away so I can get down and shoot these photos with my phone. And that was it. That was my sole purpose for it. All about the villains. You're going to jinx it and get a blizzard next year with the snow. Hey, listen, that will not be a jinx. I will happily take a blizzard because I will be out there with my snowcat, with Flint and Lady J, making hot dogs, making eggs. Oh, gosh. Don't tempt me with a good time on that. Iceberg, because he's coming. Snow Job, who's right here. You can tell I'm very serious about my snow activities here on this show here. And oh, gosh, that's the last thing that I would be jinxed about. Michael Solis, Wonder Man is such a fun series. I would recommend it to all. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did not, but you can listen to our full rant on that from yesterday's show over at Lyle's Movie Files. Ski Raider, outrageous. Lionel Richie, 1985 American Music Awards, incessantly while hosting. My theory: he and Nicole watched Jim, and he used it. Was Jim around in '85? I guess she had to have been, right? Henry G. Hey, Jeff. Neck of Muppets. Huh? Hey, listen, man. This is very interesting. Since you brought it up, let's get it started. To put the most sensational. So they've only teased it, but I assume we will see something next month. Toy Fair. It's time to get this started. So my one thing with this, with any line that does Muppet figures, can you beat Palisades? Because Palisades Muppets collection was, I mean, it's one of my favorite lines that I've ever collected. Palisades. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to type and get songs that are stuck in my head out of it. So let's see here. We'll find a good, nice, great collection of Muppets. Oh, cool. Let's see. This actually looks like it's a pretty good straight up photo of all of them. So here is this line. And let me try to blow it up a little bit more so y'all can see. This line was epic. They did so much stuff. They had cool variants that made sense. Have Statler and Waldorf in their vaudevillian outfits. We got suit and tie. My suit and tie. From all these cats, Johnny Flamingo. We've got cool vintage styles of Miss Piggy. I mean, and the accessories they came with is crazy. We got Gonzo with the cannonball, the electric mayhem band, Guy Smile. I mean, we got so much stuff with this line. And this is a great line. I don't know. There's no Sweetums in this picture. He's the one that I don't have. So maybe if NECA decides to go ahead and give us that, that'd be cool. But I need them to make more Sesame Street figures. Don't focus on the Muppets. Can you give me 8 Sesame Street figures and then you tease the Muppets? Thank you. So I'm looking forward to it. Jamlin, saying you want it all doesn't inspire conversation. You got to tell Jeffrey what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Listen, don't sleep on that CD. That whole thing was good. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I proudly rock Spice Girls. Good CD, man. Love it. Thank you. Brian P. Frills. Did everyone see that NECA will also be doing Muppet Show figures? Yes. You see, that's the director. What's up? I'm going to save your comment for just 1 second. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Catchy brew. Like their songs were so catchy on that. And then if you really want a Spice Girl banger, spice up your life. Call the world. Ryan Daly. Those are fun picks, Jeff. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jamelin. And thank you, Henry G. Nice no picks, Jeff. As soon as I started building, I thought about you. I'm glad you're able to get out and play. I did come out and play. Lawson, Durham, North Carolina, only got a half inch. That is so lame for y'all. But lots of sleet and icy rain over the weekend. All good now, but this weekend they're calling for snowmageddon again. I hope you get some real snow this time, man. There is, oh man, so much fun. Hustle FM. What's up, Jeff? What's up? How many feet of snow did you guys get? I think we got 4 inches of snow and then like another 3 inches of ice. So it made for a really nice combination for snow photos. Not anything else though. We haven't got mail all week, but it's like I don't think Ed McMahon has a check coming for me. But yeah, it's been everything has been largely shut down. School hadn't been going since last Friday. That's pretty cool from my friends over the school. I was checking in on some of my former coworkers, like, how's it going? Chilling. They're great. I mean, you have to go back to school on a Friday. That's lame. DJ Jedi on the ones and twos. What's up, party people? What's up, DJ Jedi? How are you, man? All about the villains. I have not watched Wonder Man yet, but I think it's insane that they dropped all 8 episodes at once. Thought it was going to be week to week. That's how you know the confidence level of it. Daredevil Born Again will not have all the episodes drop all at once. David Thanos, give me a Fozzie Bear ASAP. Waka waka. Those figures are great. I mean, he even had a disguise. I don't know if y'all saw this. I don't know if the picture had it, but yes. All right, I have to move the quote up. But you can see he's got the disguise there. It was so fun. He's got a rubber chicken too. In this line, everything they released had so much heart to it. It was like they were major fans of the Muppets, and they just included so much cool stuff. Statler and Waldorf actually had their chairs. I mean, and the play sets were really awesome too. I mean, this was a no complaints ever line, and that's, I mean, there's always something to complain about. And I guess I found one. Robin here was just in his Scouts outfit. We never got like a basic default version of Robin like Kermit. That's about it. Everything else was so cool and really fun. So hopefully for everybody who missed out, NECA delivers. I don't think that they will not. I'm curious what they do with the accessories though, because they're the only other company that I think would deliver a lot of cool accessories, lots of Easter eggs for fans. But I'm also wondering, we do have a new version of the Muppet Show coming out for Disney. That show 2026 with Sabrina Carpenter. And I wonder if they're going to try. I don't know if this picture will show up since it's Threads. Let me see here. Yeah. Now there's your question. Are we going to see them in their classic looks? Are they gonna go for I mean, granted, they're not gonna change up too much of their looks, but are we gonna see them decked out like this? Which again is fairly classic, but are they gonna skew to the characters based on how they appear in this special? Which kind of would make sense because it's timely, but we'll see. Pink Panther figures are also fun from Palisades. I don't remember seeing those. But what they do, Muppet Babies, make our dreams come true. Did you watch that show? I loved that. I loved all the random like parodies they would do. It was so fun. But the Muppet Babies would be fun. Those would be something that would get my attention, and I would grab those from them. All about the villains. Snowcat plus Rattler and Snow with a bunch of scrap iron blast effects will make an insane display. And it's funny because I don't have buyer's remorse from going down and making that move for the Arctic His tank because oh man, my imagination would go nuts because I don't want to mess up the snow. I would take a broom and softly push these playsets onto the snow across the landscape, especially this one, and excuse me, just let them, I mean, just have it a clean landscape and go nuts with it. Oh, because you gotta have a lot of snow because otherwise, when you have your figures walking around in it, they leave those marks, and it's like this is not looking realistic anymore. But oh man, how much fun will this be next year? Brian P. I mean Kermit, Swedish Chef, Statler Waldorf, Crazy Harry, and Uncle Deadly. Oh, I was about to ask if the thing Lost has got me covered. I managed to find a regular Pink Panther, hardest to get from Palisades a few years ago. He usually runs 300 plus online. Yikes! I could do it. Hey, G, I had to dip out the movie files live last night. I saw you were talking about Wonder Man. And I had not seen it yet at the point, so I binged the first 5 episodes last night. I'm enjoying it. I'll have to go back and check out the live to get your full opinion. But what did I hear on the live? It didn't seem like you liked it. I did not. Real fast on this since I did talk about figures yesterday on movie files. Um, my whole thing is there's all kinds of opportunities to tell all kinds of various stories. And yeah, the Marvel universe, DC universe, Image universe, Ghost Machine, etc. If they do stuff, they should they should do have the freedom to tell different stories, but at the core, they need to be what they're about. And I felt Wonder Man easily could have not had any superpowers on display at all and been the same show essentially. I mean, there's some spoiler elements that I can't really break down, but they could have removed those and been fine. And you did watch the best one since you said you've watched the first five. I thought episode 4 was the best episode of the whole season. I mean, of the whole series. So, and that didn't have much Wonder Man at all. So there you go. Ronnie. Yeah, the snow pigs are amazing, Jeff. Thank you so much. I always have a blast going out there and being able to, create the shovel mound of ice and snow. Like, let me carefully set this up. So I'll go way down the driveway and then stack it up so I can have a nice mountain for my figures to be posed on. Lawson. So when I could be doing a separate Kermit figure for Sesame Street, then the Kermit for the Muppets line, maybe Sesame Street Kermit could be the reporter trench coat and hat version. I would definitely buy that one. We got about 18 inches here in Providence. Nice, Henry G. Have you gone out and taken some photos? That sounds fun. And did you build a snowman? Elsa and I want to know. Ben Doom, I'll take the snow for our mountain snowpack here from Colorado, but Jeff, you can have the rest. All about the villains. Super Gonzo and Animal. Woo! Dawson. It was no Snowmageddon in North Carolina. Is that the whole Palisades Muppet collection? It's not because they didn't have the play sets. Let me do a real fast Muppets Palisades. Let me see if full collection will show up. If that, oh man. Oh, let me see. See, the thing is, you kind of needed to have. I had a good display for it, where it was like 5 shelves, and that encapsulated all the play sets. I'm trying to see if I can find one that actually has the whole deal. Let me see. All right, it looks like this is going to be the best one. It's an image from Reddit. And from what I can see real fast here, barring all the Reddit labeling, that does appear to be everything. So, that went too. Let me see here. Let's do it this way. All right, so you can see the backstage playset, one of my favorites. It is so cool. Then this is a custom one. That's cool. Or is this the one that came with Jim Henson, which I did not get and I'm regretting. And then they also have a Sweetums, who I don't have. Then you can see this one. Oh, this does look like it's a pretty complete collection. The kitchen play set. And then you see Kermit in his Scoutmaster outfit. Then the Bunsen Labs, Indiana Jones, Kermit on the banjo. Wait a second. Where's Robin here? Oh, man. Does this mean I got to track down another figure? Pops, the play set. I mean, this is really the drum set. Everybody else came separately. Here's the gang in their tuxedos. And Luke, because remember, Mark Hamill made a cameo on Pigs in Space. Now, that's fun. I might have to borrow that idea. So yeah, it was like this line was awesome and really cool and just so many fun figures. So I highly recommend. I wonder if NECA starts doing it, the prices on those Palisades figures will drop down because apparently I still need to get a few more. Here we go. Yeah, my fingers are crossed for this NECA Muppets line. I did. I stepped away for a second. We're getting a Sabrina Carpenter figure. I mean, we did get celebrity versions of characters with The Simpsons. I wonder if they would ever think of trying to do that with a Muppets line. I mean, because the celebrity guests were such a big part of it. Blake, I loved Muppet Babies. They did Star Wars and Indiana Jones skits. Yes. I think they had those in the opening. So much fun. Jibru, I watched the heck out of Muppet Babies as a kid. I was always psyched when the Ghostbusters and Star Trek references would pop up. Yes, sir. Ryan, I'm saving that one. JT Yoda, I am saving yours too. Chamberlain. If you didn't watch the Muppet Babies, did you really 80s? Probably not. I would agree with that. Thank you. So let's see. Cool. Oh, that does look cool. And I can see why it would be so much money. Palisades, they were I think their problem was they made too many good figures, and their figures are so great they didn't need to be constantly refreshed and redone. Here is the Palisades Pink Panther. I mean, check out how much stuff comes with this guy. I mean, for now, $300 would be way too much, but I mean, they just did so much cool stuff. And it's one of those deals where it's like, yep, don't need another version of Pink Panther because this has it all covered. So very cool stuff. And I saw that I also have some other stuff in the email. So let me do this really fast. And JMC. Oh, cool. JMC is sending a photo, perfect, of his giveaway win. So now we've got this. Cool. JMC, if you remember, won the Super Friends Jaina and Gleek. Cool. Love to see that. I still need to open mine. Very cool. Thank you for sending the photos. As always, we really do truly appreciate when you send the photos so everybody else can see that, hey, we're not just saying we're giving stuff away. They actually are being sent out and delivered to our fellow collectors. And that will be really, really, really big news for you soon because there's some big giveaways coming in March. So, oh, cool. So let me, since I've kind of queued that up, let me do this. Let's go to one of the big donors for that. One of the sponsors of Lyle's Figure Files, Retro Robo Toys. Don't forget, you can still, and advisory, due to inclement weather conditions, some shipments have been delayed, which I can attest to. The roads are terrible and not had any mail this past week, since Saturday. So yes, he's not just saying that to say it. So, there's a bunch of new arrivals, bunch of pre-orders, pre-owned. Remember, those sections are going away, but there are some items you can still grab. But yeah, I mean, new stuff is coming basically every day. The Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes is coming very soon. Let me see, where is this bad boy? Go back to WWE. So I just got my email. The Dominic Mysterio Ultimate Edition Umaga are coming, and you can still get your pre-order in for Rhea Bloody Ripley. Maybe she'll win the Royal Rumble this weekend. Ultimate Edition Seth Rollins and Hulk Hogan with this really cool t-shirt setup. And there's a bunch of them. Maybe you'll see the winner of the Royal Rumble here in these images. Maybe CM Punk will be showing up. Cody Rhodes, this one is coming. So there's a bunch of stuff en route. A lot of Transformers coming. But yeah, good stuff. So let me do this. So, like I said, we have a huge, massive giveaway coming the first Thursday in March. Our version of March Madness, and we're giving away a whole bunch of stuff. And part of that is on you. what actually gets given away, because it's not going to just be this is all the stuff that's being given away. I talked to Lawson, I've talked to Retro Robo. They have a bunch of stuff. They are all set and looking forward to contributing to our giveaway, and you can see it really, really, really soon. So let's see here. What are some of the things you'll have to do? Because this time you have to do a little work. This is trying to make it more interactive, and I also really just want to make it so guys who are doing all this hard work, coming up with stuff, sending it off, mailing it, you get a little love too. So, first up, I'm just going to give you two of the items that will be up courtesy of Retro Robo. And let me go to one of those so I can make sure I have the order correct. Is this guy who absolutely there's no shot of him winning the Royal Rumble unless retirement means absolutely nothing, is this figure, the Ultimate Edition John Cena figure. And this could be yours. All you all have to do is this little bit of business here. So for every item, there is going to be a certain amount of work you have to do. And the work on this one, I'll show you this as an idea of what you'll have to do. You have to go on to Retro Robos, Lawson, everyone else who donates, and I'll make sure to make it clear which is going up for which. So for this John Cena figure, for example, you're going to have to do what it says in here, like this post, share with 4 friends, comment below with your username, and that way you're in the contest. So this one, we had a bunch of people put their stuff out there and they won. And this is all you have to do. But for these, because they're going to be things that you all will like and want, it only gets unlocked if it reaches a certain point. So for that John Cena figure, for example, if it gets 10 likes, that was easy because this one had 16. If it gets 10 likes, it is unlocked. So you have to do all the other stuff, but once it hits a certain cap of the threshold for the unlock, it gets admitted into the giveaway pile. So there's some big stuff, there's some small stuff. And of course, those numbers are going to switch up and change based on what is, what it is. So for example, this is not a real one. If we were to say to give away a Hot Toys Darth Vader figure, that might be 200 likes. So the highest for this one is 100, and I'm really sure that you guys are going to want that. So this is just kind of get you in the practice of doing it. So another one that I am telling you will be up, and I'm going to keep doing this every week until March Giveaway Madness, is this. And this one, which Retro Robo will be posting very soon, is the Hawk with the mobile missile system. This one gets unlocked with 60 likes. So again, just got to do all the stuff, and this will be in the pool. So there will be more things introduced over the course of the next few weeks. And Lawson has already sent me a list of things he'll be doing and giving away, including a couple of women in the DC multiverse figure line for McFarlane Toys. I won't tell you any more than that, but there will be 2 figures that I know a bunch of you all will want. You're going to have to do the work, because I can tell you all this stuff that could potentially be up, but if it doesn't meet those thresholds, we'll have to save it for another giveaway. So that's what's up with that. And now let me go into the comments a little bit more. Captain Bender, I want to see new Lost World of the Warlord. Ryan Daly, love Muppet Babies. Actually, I have more nostalgia and love for that version than the actual Muppets. I got you on that. Brian P. That was essentially all of them, but it did not have Sweetums in the picture. Henry G. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Not very Wonder Man-y. No. Uncarded reviews. If the new Motu figures are anything to go by, DC Multiverse is in good hands. I think some of us who were like, yeah, Mattel's been doing good work, y'all just need to come on in. Been saying that. G Brew, I'm more interested in the Muppet Show figures than Sesame Street, to be honest. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. JT, I'm saving yours. Harry G. I didn't take no pics. After I got shoveled out, I didn't go back out for 2 days. I actually like the snow, but getting too dang old to be shoveling out from under dang near 2 feet. That was a lot of snow to shovel out, though, man. David Thanos. Can't wait for that battle scene Sesame Street versus Muppets. Fatality. I did not see the new Silk figure or the Devil May Cry figures on 5K Toys. How much are they? Jamelin, I have a lot of love. I have a lot of Palisades Muppets, but by no means is it a complete collection. I love a chance to pick up versions of the characters I missed. Also, never got the backstage or pigs in space sets. All right, let's see. I'm wondering how this is playing out now. So let's see. Let's do a little fast research. Palisades Muppets. Oh, there we go. That's easy. You said pigs in space. Let's start with that one. See what we're looking at. Excuse me. All right. 99, 80, 99, 40. Well, it does come with a Miss Piggy. Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't see Miss Piggy, it's not worth it. But this one is a pretty decent deal here. Love these when they charge 99 and $22 plus shipping. Not the best price, but okay. Let's see what else. Muppets. Let's see. Backstage. I feel like this is going to be expensive, but let's see if they surprise me. Yes, good luck trying to sell it for this one. Man, no one buys this one. This looks like the Diamond Select version. $75 for a Korak? Maybe 1500 is not outrageous. Gosh, is it the only one here? Guess I won't be getting a Jim Henson either. Or the Sweetums. So maybe I'll root for them to come from NECA. Good gosh. Yeah, I didn't realize these prices have gone so insane. So good news for everybody who doesn't have these figures, because I think NECA is going to come through for a lot of you. Good gosh, I had no idea. Make their dreams come true. Bump, 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 bump. Justin Huber. Yo, Jeff. Long time no see. Sup, everybody. What's up, Justin? How are you? Maurice. Thank you. You rock, sir. I'm on the hunt for Seeker's Acid Rain and Skywarp. Nice. Those Masters figures do look great. Jeff, the Hot Toys Darth Vader I see behind you. No. That was my Michael Caine Alfred. You won't give up on me, Alfred. Never. Yeah. Nah, man. I love those figures. I'm not thinking about a 1/6 figure giveaway. That would be a long time before someone actually got that figure, by the way. Lawson. Big Bird is one of the figures I'm most looking forward to having this year. Couldn't pre-order him fast enough. Yes. Jalen, those prices are actually better than they were the last time I checked. The backstage price was insane. And it looks like it's the only one. I think that's one of those you can put a bunch of figures on there and it's like a great, you're my Muppet collection. God, I had no idea it was that crazy though. Here, G, I took a little hiatus from collecting back in the day, but I don't know how I missed those Palisades Muppets. I still have one Eye on Action figures. I would have definitely picked those up had I known. I want to say like the play sets, I don't feel like I got many of them from like Toys R Us. I think they were more like Suncoast, FYE kind of places where you would get them. And I'm trying to think if like even like Target had them. Maybe Target did. Toy Muppets. Let's see what Michael Crawford, because he got a whole bunch of these figures and he did like an amazing job on these reviews. Toy. Oh, there we go. So let me see, because I really don't remember where you would get them from. And Michael Crawford doesn't do as many reviews as he used to, but he's one of my favorite reviewers out there. He does a classic way, no videos, just like here it is, straight up. So let me see really fast. Not Diamond. Let's see if we got the old school ones. Muppet Labs. Okay, let's see. So let's see where these figures were available back in the day. All right, let's see where he got them from. Okay. Musicland. So Suncoast, Media Play, Sam Goody, and Toys R Us. Okay. An electronics boutique. Wow. Remember them? Amazon. Check out. This is hilarious. Amazon. TRU's online store. Not for much longer. Good gosh. Yeah. So these were harder to get than some of the other stuff you could find. So I think that contributed to it. So if you weren't going to a Suncoast and Sam Goody, you might have missed them because I feel like Toys R Us did not have them plentiful on the shelves at any point in time through their run. I feel like I got most of them from other places. Oh man, it's too much for the Devil May Cry figures. I want to get some cool ones, and I know Snake Eyes would be into those too. Maybe a little much for me. Loopy Yoshi on a time clock, on a schedule. I came here for Mattel DC, and all I keep hearing is Muppets. When are we going to talk about Mattel? Soon, very soon. Lawson, Jeffrey, my goal now is to get the Palisades and the Aardvark figures. Send you an email link to show how they look. Cool. James, I think I got all my Muppets from comic shops, the old Tower Records, Wow store. Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I was getting them from them as well. David Thanos. To all my Muppet Babies fans, what were the rest of the cartoon lineup? I don't remember either. David Thanos, the toy store I go to still has Palisade Muppets? Oh, it's nice. Justin, good to see you're doing well, my friend. All right, there's so much to get into. Let's talk about where some of my money is going to very soon. But first, Rick Cage sent me this, and I did not post them last week, and I regretted. So he got the Transformers Master of the Universe Skeletor Man at Arms, and Static. And now let me see if I can find the email which he so patiently sent to me. With this other figure that he did get. Great. So this is darn it, of course. Now I can't find it. But yes, thank you for sending me those. And again, if you want to show me what you got this week, outside of just mentioning the pickups in the chat, feel free to send me a photo. That's always fun. Justin, I'm just glad Hasbro finally listened to my ideas like Quinlan and Jedi Dooku. Yeah, they're coming very soon from Retro Robo Toys. All about the villains. My Static just arrived 2 days ago. Is he sold out on the Farland toys? Nice looking figure. And let's go to one of these massive drains on my money. So I'm not sure which way I'm fully going to go with this, but Hot Toys revealed they're doing Huntrix figures from K-pop Demon Hunters and Zoe, Mira, Rumi, and yeah, these figures look really good. They've got the seamless body skin deal, so you can pose away and do all kinds of stuff. I don't know why they have a blur for their face sculpt, but you can change them out. Then you've got the separate rolling eyeballs. They've got some really fun accessories, not as much as some other ones. Price kind of solid for what we were seeing with the base price for Hot Toys figures. I assume the seamless skin is why it's on the higher end. Here's Mira, and she looks solid. Again, face sculpt, ton of accessories. She looks solid. 260. The Rumi main character price point. Her outfit is slightly more complicated. She's 280. I don't really see that she's got a whole lot of other stuff, but there you go. I think these are really fun figures, but Mattel actually, I think they've got me covered on this one because they've got this line of figures and they look really good, and they're not going to be super expensive. They're like 22 bucks. But what I found so great was this Rumi figure. Check it out. They have a stuffing her face full of her noodles head sculpt, crying head sculpt, the base. I think it's like 22 points of articulation. So a solid amount. And here's Zoe. And she's got the munching down, angry, hungry face. And I mean, this is pretty solid for this price point. And where is Mira? Here you go. And she's got the chowing down phase 2. These are really cool. Then they've got 2 packs, Rumi versus Junie. And of course, the deal that just wrapped it up for me. They've got the Saja Boys too. So a complete collection outside of Junie's little pet sidekicks. But this is fun. And I think they have something where you can actually see his abs too. So that's cool. And for that price point, I am all in. Gonna grab all those figures. Can't wait to get those. Let's go really fast before we get into the DC talk. Masters of the Universe stuff, I thought they look really good. You can watch my full breakdown of those at your leisure. He-Man.org has a bunch of photos. Again, the really cool part to me, they've incorporated that WWE Ultimate Edition butterfly shoulder articulation, which is going to increase the playability so much on these figures. And Camila Mendez, I thought I read somebody in the chat saying she look like her. I'm like, this really looks like her. Here's Idris Elba as Man at Arms. Check out the reaction videos. And the Alison Brie Evil Lynn figure, I thought had a really great likeness. So I'm not quite sure what people were like, it's not good. And then there's Chopshaw. Nice job there. And there's his other deal. But Toy Habits also had our first look at Ram Man. So get to see him. That's pretty cool. Again, he's not going to be wide like a tank and a truck, but he looks pretty big. Got the armor. So that's cool. I can't wait to hear the well rationalized, thought out about some diversity with a character that's not how he was in the cartoon playing Ram Man. I'm sure it's going to be well worth my time scrolling, but that's pretty cool. Cannot wait to get those figures. I can't wait to see this movie. Let me catch up to the chat and then we will talk about DC. So it Mattel. Jalen just reminded me of K-Tel Records. Haven't thought about that company in years. They did music compilation records back in the day. I've never heard them. Lost in. Jace, what's up, bro? Shot. What's up, Lyles Figure Files crew? How you doing? Justin, when I get my first job in the next month or so, I plan on saving for Rebels, Hot Toys, Vader, and the Moth movie toys. The Moth. I don't know about the Moth movie figures. Yeah, that Rebel, Hot Toys, Vader looks really solid. Jace, the real question is, are you getting them all? Yes. Not the Hot Toys. I feel like they wouldn't fit in there with the Empire Strikes Back characters. But I'm getting that full regular 6-inch scale that they're done. They're picked up. David Andrews, Jace! Apparently Ram Man is figure being released too. Yes, sir. Lawson, Jeffrey, after the Loud's Movie Files chat last night, I watched Ballerina. It was a lot of fun. Had you not seen it before? Maurice, I'm so glad that I don't collect this scale. Definitely going to try for the Mattel versions. Yeah, I feel like that because I'm going to want all of them, and I don't want to just have the three members of Huntrix. And we need their manager too. We need Bobby. All about the villains. I'm all in on Mattel K-pop. Yeah, they have absolutely got me. I was like, oh, cool. I'm sold. Loved every second of it. Nice. Liked every second of it. Sorry. Lefty. Hey, at work and caught break. Hey, at work and caught break. Squad up. Better believe it. Henry G. Those movie figures look really good. Nice job in the vid, by the way. I'm looking forward to this line. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really like Mattel is really coming from my wallet. I mean, they've always had it with the WWE line because like y'all are just great with them. But I mean, these Masters of the Universe, the new Eternia figures, I've just been like, yeah, sure, whatever you're making, I'm buying. And even better when some of my buddies can find them at Ross for me for $10. It's crazy. But now with K-pop, getting all those, and when we get some more, I mean, we get the DC figures, it's gonna be a wrap. So I think the real question is if the DC figures hold out for a long time, like if they go for 5 or 8 years, how quickly can I replace my DC Classics collection? Because they're a massive space hog, and I would love to replace them like I did with the Toy Biz Marvel Legend figures. So we'll see. Blake, 87 Masters of the Universe movie watch along is a must before this year. You know what? We'll do it. We will absolutely do it. I just need to figure out where it's playing. But I like that idea a lot. I hope they continue the Masterverse line. I don't think they need, I think they can do like Transformers where all the lines are coexisting because they're gonna be fans. This is too woke. and they can satisfy that collector base and just keep churning out the old school or new Eternia or classics or cartoon origins versions for people who are like, oh, this movie's awesome. I want everything from it. They've got that too. So it'd be cool. Oh, Moat. No, I got you. I was like, what? Yeah, those Hot Toys figures are going to be amazing when they get to them. Brian P. Everyone is hoping Dolph makes a cameo in the new movie. I'm thinking either it's King Randor or King Grayskull. I wonder if that's why we haven't seen King Randor. That could be fun. We also need to get Derpy and Sus. What's up, Patrick? How are you? Lost it. Jeffrey, that's not how Ram Man was in the cartoon. Wasn't he drawn with ink on cells? Where are his outlines? Like Trap Jaw is an absolute get. I have almost every single version. Yeah, it's so bad. It's normally when I get a superior version of a line, the old one is thanks for the memories, bye bye. But my master's collection, and I'm really regretting selling off my 2000 figures. That's why I'm like, Mondo, stay away. I can't get these figures, but they look really cool. I really like those stylized designs of those figures. But when we got the classics, I was like, well, I don't have space for two. I really wish I still had those figures. They were really fun. David Thanos, those K-pop figures will get Mattel out of the red. Yeah, it worries me if it's the same factory as the WWE figures. Really? Why is that? But I'm man, they're gonna be so far in the black with those K-pop figures because, oh gosh, can you imagine like adult collectors fighting with little kids to try to no, I want the ruby. Oh man, it's gonna be a disaster. But oh, that's gonna be where they're gonna sell through on the pre-orders and in the stores. It's gonna be a madhouse. You thought Hot Wheels was crazy. Sheesh. Lawson, don't know how you could do a better looking Chop Jaw. I know. I mean, that figure looks amazing. I guess if it was a Hot Toys version, we could, I don't know, man. From a 6-inch scale, those figures have incredible detail. And I'm like, the Hot Toys are just gonna have to be like, here's fur, but I don't know. Like I feel like those figures are so good that yeah, the Hot Toys are gonna be plussed up, but I don't know if it's gonna be so plussed up to justify the price point. We'll see. CS, the director, Mattel has been cooking with the Jurassic World line. Those figures are pretty cool. If I were in the Jurassic Park, etc., more, I would run out of space getting all those cool dinosaur figures. But they do look cool. Justin, next up is Maul Shadow Lord and Mondo movie. Yeah, it's true. We got those to go. Yeah, absolutely. Dolph would be a cool cameo, but I think he's going through with cancer. I didn't know he did. Wow. Pulled through, my man. The Motu 87 movies on Amazon Prime. Done. Thank you. Attention, officer on the bridge. Hey, is it Justin Huber over there? I believe so. Here, G, believe it or not, I'm walking on there. I'm almost complete on the Masterverse line. I think I'm only missing an 87 movie Beastman figure. Needless to say, I'm a big fan. Did they do an 87 Beastman? Lawson, the original Man at Arms without the mustache looked a lot like Charles Bronson. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, Thrust Fire Up. What's up? It looks like Dolph's likeness is one of the statues on the bridge in the teaser trailer. Let's see here. Do I still have those masters? I do have the picture, but I don't have the statues. Now I've got some more homework to do, but I like that. That'd be fun. Jace, the demon army builders are going to sell like crazy. Yes. I mean, it's just, you're right. Forgot about the army building potential. Yeah, they're going to make so much money on those figures. The K-pop figures are going to be Pokemon level mad. They are. It's going to be madness, just craziness. Here, G, with Motu and getting into wrestling figures, Mattel got a nice chunk of the budget in 2025. And it looks like they'll be getting more of my dough in 2026. Same. Oh, David, Man, this is why I have not gotten a Kurt Angle yet. Just to give you an idea, I went to Walmart, saw 8 Ultimate Kurts, and all of them had issues with paint apps. I don't know what the deal is with his figure. I've seen 2 at Walmart, and both of them, I think it must be like the pattern with the white and the red stripes, but it's like, I can't justify that. And I really want that Kurt Angle figure. And I was looking on another forum and somebody had a really clean angle. I'm like, how many did you go through? But really, all these years I've been collecting, the paint is one of the few things that I don't have to worry about with Mattel's line. I don't know what was going on with him. I'm trying to think if I've had some other issues with figures lately from them, but that Kurt is, yeah, he's had some issues. I did see a JD McDonough finally. His head sculpt is so bad. He looks sleepy. And I don't know what they were trying to go for with it, but it's not great. But Mattel has done really well by me with their figure line with the WWE figures. They're so rare where they have issues. I'm like, okay, I don't know what happened here, but most of the time the figures are great. So hopefully there won't be any problems with the K-pop. Although I feel like if they can avoid having quality control issues, they're going to sell so much money. They're going to make so much money and sell so many figures. G Brew, I'm on those K-pop Demon Hunter figures. Same. Justin, that is an even better price point. Thank you. My hero. The messed up part is some of the singlet paintings on it. Oh gosh. Yes, he's on Walmart.com, but I cannot trust it. Just like Flavor Flav and Chuck D. Absolutely can't trust an order from Walmart in general. And hope that they would find the one figure with good paint. Oh, lost it. Please watch it this weekend. So you can be, yeah, so you can be just swept up in those songs. Oh, Henry G, you too. You have no excuse. You have nowhere to go. You're just home now. The snow is inviting you to watch K-pop. Don't say that. He wants to get those songs stuck in his head. He has to. All right, let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? Or was that it? Since there was nothing on the G.I. Joe front. Now. All right. So let's go. Brian P. Come on. I mean, we can figure out doing a watch list, a watch along K-pop. All right. Now, Lefty. So now I'm going to write down a list like Jericho. Check in on everybody next week. Have you watched it yet? Mattel showed off their kid line of DC comic book figures with the tag New Legends Rise. Mattel reimagines DC toy line coming fall 2026. And the response was, hey, these are cool looking figures too. This looks like trash. These plastic capes, these look horrible. And, kind of like what you would expect. The second wave is what they pushed up a little higher, which was interesting. John Stewart, Batman, Superman. And then Deathstroke the Terminator. And the first wave, we already knew Joker, Batman, Robin, Flash. Now, people in the chat and different comments were complaining, where's Wonder Woman? And the answers to me is at least really simple. Looks like John, Batman, Superman, Flash, Batman, and Deathstroke all have the same torso. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our 8 figures are essentially the same. I mean, they've got to tweak a few things like the boots, but they can save on parts. Wonder Woman, they can't reuse for anyone. So, they got to get this established, get it running for a second. And with this base body for these kid style figures, they can make work. But what I really like are the head sculpts. I think these are really well done for the kid scale. And that John Stewart head sculpt looks great. Batman's looks really good. Ditto for Superman. Superman, I feel like, is one where it's always kind of sketchy. It's like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is he going to be too mean? Is he going to look too cheesy? This one looks nice and solid, focused, determined, and no high, no low with the expression. Really like that. Robin looks focused as well. Wouldn't mind Barry having a smile if they want to go. No, it's got the belt there, so it's Barry. Joker, I don't love that smile, but it's something about his hair. I don't know the deal is with it. But I thought these were cool figures. Nice job. And let me go here to the chat real fast because there was a really interesting, and I absolutely love this because it's like, yes, let's bring this back. Let's get a little heat coming. And oh man, did he take it down? Oh yes, here it's still here. Dude, this was my favorite thing I saw all week. So, Mr. Stevie on Instagram said, "Legends already risen, challenge accepted." Z Action Figure said, "Who doesn't love a little West Coast East Coast beef?" I love that. That was great. I mean, Mr. Stevie's like, "Oh, they're on their radar." And the absolute best thing about this, if Hasbro's already paid attention, like, uh-oh, we got some competition, they should step up their game. And no hate because I think Marvel Legends has been really good for the last 2 to 3 years. And if they're seeing what Mattel is doing with their DC line, it's going to make them go, we've got to, we could ignore what McFarlane was doing with his soft good capes. But if they're doing it, then it's like, we got to step up. And that's going to be awesome for us, even if you don't collect any of the DC figures, making making Marvel Legends become better figures is great. So I would love for them to both kind of challenge each other to make greater steps and innovation with articulation, with the sculpts, the paint work, because this is the best case for all of us. And I know there are a lot of people going, "Oh, we want Hasbro to lose the Marvel license." No, with Mattel getting the DC license, it's a direct one-to-one competition, and they are going to go for it, which is great because we're not having to worry about, oh man, this lame company has a license now. They're just now getting around to the X-Men. We're going to have a really good run here. And I'm really looking forward to that simply because the competition between the two big companies going at it is going to be so much fun. And we're going to be the beneficiaries of it. So let me go to one more thing from Action Figure Attack. And he was posting, oh, wait, there's a very quickly. It's a new image of the packaging of the Masterverse Chronicle Master of the Universe Chronicle figures. Those look really good. So back to what I was doing before I interrupted myself. Let's do this. Let's do Action Figure Attack. And there we go. Steve Ozer, my guy. Because he is going to be working on the line, which is very exciting. If you have been a fan of the WWE line, the fact that he's going to be on this too, good stuff, means they will not be lousy figures. So one more time, these 6.5-inch scale figures, scale to live with your favorite lines, are kid focused with collector appeal. So they're not going to be upset if collectors buy them, but it's not really for collectors. Collector figures are on the way on January 27 with a first look at those closer to release. Stay tuned. Let's go into the comments because I think people had some craziness. Let me see. At this point, it should be a crime to offer a collectible action figure line without double jointed elbows and knees. I agree. This is a kid's toy line. Right hand list as well. Yes, sir. Is the torso articulation just non-existent? No ab crunch on the kids line. So it's so funny because people are like losing their minds here in the comments already. I can't believe that Jack Specific ended up doing better figures. I have these figures, no hate, but it's just funny that people are like losing it. And I'm trying to see if he said anything else because he did mention soft good capes on these figures. So that is really encouraging. If we're getting that with the kids line, there is no way the collector's line will also not have soft good capes. So that puts them up one step right away from Marvel Legends. Hasbro's gonna go, oh, they were gonna have to put in soft good capes now, which is great for so many of those cape superheroes. And they get the bonus of like, now we got soft good capes. So you gotta buy all these figures all over again. But that's exciting. There was one post I'm trying to go through really fast to see because someone was like, the price on these figures are ridiculous. Oh man, I hope I can find this because they were mentioning the price and he was like, oh no, what are you talking about? That's insane. I think I'm trying to see if they could, oh boy, nope, can't find it, of course, because I'm trying to see it and trying to look for it. But it was really cool because it was like, oh, this is really awesome. Replies. I should be able to find it from there. Great. So this is good news here as well. So uh I've been hearing people say that, but haven't seen a source. How do we know this? And do we know if that means there'll also be an adult toy line? I'm literally the source. Who said $30? That'd be insane. So if he's already stating, now this is sort of like me reading in between here. He's going, it'd be insane for the kids line to be $30. So $30 might be the point where it's like, this is where we're running for most of these figures. So I think that's encouraging, which means that they probably will not go for that. Let's go up to $27.99, $29.99 right away from these figures. And that's something that I'm really curious about because as you know, with Marvel Legends, they are huh, it's funny. So over on Entertainment Earth right now, you can get that really great cable figure for $27.99. Ditto for the astonishing X-Men Wolverine and Warbird. I know there are a lot of people who never got her. She's available right now, $27.99. So if Mattel immediately comes out the gate with their DC figures for under 27, that's going to be a win for us as well. So, man, all these figures that everybody wanted in stock. You can actually get them. Cool. But I think this is really encouraging because the price point, the DC figure sounds like it's gonna be cheaper. Soft good capes. Already puts them ahead of Marvel Legends. So now my question to you, my fellow collectors, what do you want to see from this line? Before I go to the current comments, let me go back to the ones I saved. Then Doom. I would like to see milestone figures. Agreed. I think they would be really cool. Right, be real. I just want some reasonably priced DC figures that are in scale with DCUC. So I think they will be, but I feel like if they do what Hasbro did, eventually they'll be better than all the Toy Biz figures, so it won't matter anyway. So I think it's gonna be one of those deals like with the Scarlet Witch figure, for example, where you're going, I don't need Scarlet Witch anymore. Let me see if I can actually, because I put in Scarlet Mitch. I want to see if there was actually somebody had a picture of those two figures next to each other, so you could just appreciate how bad the Scarlet Witch that we got from Toy Biz was compared to what we got from Hasbro. And then, of course, this is Hasbro. This is Mattel and Mattel, so it's not quite an apples to apples thing. Perfect. Here is one picture where you can kind of see how bad old Scarlet Mitch was compared. So here is what the Toy Biz and the first Hasbro Scarlet Witch figure look like. And I think this is what we're going to end up seeing now, where they're going to look so much better than the DCUC figures, which were really good for the time, but they have aged really poorly compared to some other lines. I mean, they don't compare. They really benefit because they have so many figures, and it's the greatest collection of figures that you can find. And if you're a DC comic book fan in one cohesive scale, even though some of them were a little out of scale with each other. But I think if Mattel can really focus for 6 years, there's not going to be a reason to keep those figures. They should be removed and not need to be revisited unless you're just a diehard fan of that style. I think these new ones that Mattel are doing are going to blow the DC Classics figures out of the water. Skid Raider set, Etrigan, Jason Blood, Clarion, Super 3-pack, or Magical 3-pack. David Thanos, I want them to make them like the WWE Ultimate Editions. Well, another good thing about those Masters of the Universe figures, which I will show one more time, is this is a $25 figure from Mattel and licensed property. And we've got that WWE Ultimate Edition style butterfly shoulder. So if we get this in a $25 figure from Masters of the Universe, and I think we could all agree that they're not as popular as DC. So, I mean, Superman just had a cool movie. People liked it back in the forefront of people's mind. Supergirl's coming later this summer. So if they can get away with doing this for this price point with these figures, and I see here, I mean, she's got a soft goods cape, so $25. I think that's what we can kind of expect with the DC figures. So I think we're in good hands. And Action Figure Attack, Steve, is working on both lines. So I mean, his track record has been awesome. Ski Raider says we want more later, but now the Wonder Woman Classic George Perez, we want scale accurate with Legends articulation and ball peg waist and just done awesomely and scale correctly and want them. So I was like looking around for this one and hold on, let me do this one. Jibber, what do I want to see from Mattel? Big Barda. What do I want to see from McFarlane? Big Barda. So I was looking around and I was trying to get to the genesis of why there's such a thing about why collectors are like, I need my DC figures and my Marvel Legends to scale properly. And I found it. I understand now why everyone wants them scaled because way back in the day, Kenner did their superpowers and we got our versions of Marvel characters in the Secret Wars line. And wouldn't you know, they don't scale up with each other. So I don't even understand why. Maybe it's the Mego figures that people think they've got to be one to one to each other, but that's not. Shout out to the figure in question for this photo showing the comparison of these two old school 80s figure lines. So I know that is a huge thing, and I've got to assume Mattel, Action Figure Attack know that people want their figures scaled, but it's not something they have to adhere to. Now we know we got a lot of crossovers going on right now with Marvel and DC. Superman and Spider-Man are coming up, so it would make sense to, and I wouldn't be shocked if they're like, yeah, let's make sure they're scaled with Legends. But I don't know if it has to be a deal breaker if it's not. Next up, CST the director, or CS the director. That's better. I believe in Mattel. I collect their Jurassic World Hammond collection and seeing the new Motu figures from the movie, they will deliver quality in January 2027 when they fully take the license from McFarlane. Fire! I agree with you. Brad Daly, man. For Mattel DC, I want them to reserve one wave every year for Legion of Superheroes. That would be great. I mean, it's just I'm still so mad that they didn't finish the Legion or give us any more Legionnaires beyond Starboy, Starman, from that wave, from that 12 pack of Legionnaires that we got. I would almost argue I wouldn't mind seeing a wave and then a few extras thrown in there too, because gosh, the Legion could be a really awesome collection. And the great thing about the Legion, in terms of for an action figure company, there's so many versions of the Legion that they could just crank them out all the time. And okay, we got we got this version done. Now it's time for the Legion of Three Worlds. So much stuff on the table. Okay, let me do this one. JT Yoda. I hope the Mattel continues to 7-inch scale so they will work with McFarlane figures, but really hope they stop chases. It shouldn't be a mystery what figure you're getting when ordering figures. So, to your question or to your point, Mattel was doing chases with their WWE line, but they've since stopped because they realize Legends chase. What they realized that collectors were getting annoyed not being able to get the figure they wanted. Here is a real quick just image of some of the chases that we got in the Legends line. And to me, that was fun. And like with that Rosie one, as you can see here, it is a completely different version than his original one. And JYD had blue tights. I think the regular default one was white or red. I think it was red in that case. The Rick Rude had a really good variant. That was better than the original one. We got blue Big Bubba, fit him in a little bit more, a little bit better with your WCW collection. Big D for Diesel as opposed to the black singlet. So that was cool, but they realized the collectors were getting annoyed and they've stopped doing the chases with their wrestling line. So I think you won't have to worry about chases. Maybe they'll do a special edition every so often, but I don't think you'll have to worry about chases. All right, so let me go back up to where we were. All right. Let's see here. Almost there. Oh, Mr. Stevie, I think he's like the overall brand manager over at Hasbro. So he is the let me see here. We'll go to Mr. Stevie's. Yes. So makes it easy for all of us. What he wrote. He is the senior design director, Hasbro, Marvel, and Star Wars. So he is basically the decision maker for a lot of our favorite lines there. I don't know if you've seen some of the live streams where he pops up and it's like, oh, hey, Mr. Stevie. So he's the guy who's doing a lot of those. I guess he'd be the equivalent to Action Figure Attack over with Mattel with their DC line. So that's fun. We got both of the marketing heads, the design heads coming together, kind of like, yeah, let's get it on. So yes, now let me go back up a little further. Okay, there we go. Lawson, Dave says if I watch K-pop, those songs will haunt me in my dreams forever. It won't haunt you; they'll just be stuck in your head. Marie says you owe it to yourself to get those songs stuck in your head. David Thanos, here we go. The songs are going to go 20 million platinum. Justin, no more classified? Really? Why is that? Jace, K-pop watch along next week. This is what it sounds like. Lawson, I'm so disappointed in these Mattel figures. They is such trash. Unimpressed. What's that? These are the kid stuff? Oh well. I could have told you that. I knew that the whole time. I feel like you've been on social media before. Justin, I'm impressed with Mattel. I agree. Play Tarpley. The complainers will all buy them. You know they will. And they'll be like, hey, this figure sucks. I was like, why'd you buy something you think sucks? CS the director. These are the kids' basic figures. The collector line starts in January 2027. Since McFarlane ends his license in December, Mattel will cook with DC. Absolutely. Lawson. I'm all about these kid style figures. Except for the Joker's girly hips. Yeah, his hips lie. True thoughts. These look fine. Yeah. Like these are for the kids, and imagine what the adult collector versions will be like. That's my whole thought. See, that's the director. People need to stop comparing the kids line at $9.99. Mattel will bring the heat again for DC in 2027. I'm with you. Lawson. Marvel Legends needs to step up for real. Which is funny because I think Marvel Legends has been on a heater themselves, but there are definitely some things that they need to go. We've got to fix these capes. Like if they hear absolutely nothing from what Mattel just showed, they need to invest in whatever they need to do to make soft good capes a reality because they can't be left behind when Mattel is doing that with DC figures. McFarlane's one thing, but they are going to directly compete with shelf space with Mattel's DC figures. They don't want mom and dad trying to decide, do I get this one? Or do I get this one? And I think that's going to be the whole issue. And if there's something where it's like, well, this is cheaper and it's more expensive, and it doesn't even have a soft goods cape. Now, I know the parents are not going to say that, but it's like, this one looks cooler. And I think they have to make sure that their figure looks cooler. Rick Cage, Mattel McDonald's toys better than McFarlane? Yes, please. I'm sold. Me so like all these. Sold out. Dark Knight. The complaining collectors are the ones who didn't see the memo from Mattel last year, stating that the basic kids line was coming out first and the adult collectors line in 2027. I know reading is too fundamental. All about the villains. We need McFarlane to get DC back ASAP. I like the purple as well. Good choice. Lawson. Legends got to stop rubber caping and instead start innovating like that. That was good. Excuse me. So what I heard from McFarlane, they couldn't compete with Mattel's offer. Like DC was fine with what they were doing. Just Mattel offered them way more money. And really, you go with the people who are going to offer you more money. So yeah, they were doing stuff. I mean, again, I've got a ton of McFarlane figures. I'm not going to complain about them. But I'm curious and interested in seeing what Mattel does. David Thanos, ooh, give me that Joker Penta figure. A crossover with George Kittle. Jibru, speaking of Marvel Legends and rubber, solid, not gummy, sturdy plastic, no more gummy parts. I hope not. I feel like that's weird. Thrust fire up. Kid focused, eh? Well, will they be kid prices? Perhaps Mattel WWE Basics price or lower. Well, I mean, they may be cheaper because they're a bigger brand. And I mean, you could probably sell to parents DC superheroes that they recognize as opposed to Roman Reigns or somebody else from the WWE. Vampire Vine. DC scale gives me whiplash. Just in general or from McFarlane? AJ, my only fear with this tactic is that they might relegate lesser known characters to the kitty line and fear them not selling well. Um, I could understand why that would be a concern, but with Action Figure Attack working on DC, they do not have to go through the typical, oh, we've got to sign this character, but he's too. I mean, they're doing a Coco Beware figure, they're doing Demolition Crush with the WWE line. I don't think you'll have to worry about them not doing obscure characters. McFarlane has done a ton of obscure characters. And I mean, you can't put every wave with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, and go, why are people not buying them? They know this is the adult collector line. They know we're crazy and we'll buy whatever. And I shouldn't say whatever, but our interests are far beyond the big seven of the Justice League. We want to see Zatanna in the Perez outfit. We want to see Big Barda. We want to see all the new gods. We want to see so much stuff. And they can open it up to us with this line. Clearly, Mattel was watching what McFarlane did. That explains why their figures didn't, their core basic kids line weren't plastic capes. They were like, nope, here you go, soft goods. And they've been doing that with their Masters of the Universe figures, but they absolutely realize we're gonna have to step up. We cannot go back to what we were doing back in 2000 when our DC Classics line was going strong, but Marvel Legends was on their hiatus after Hasbro took over. So I think we'll be okay. Maybe we won't see as many. I mean, maybe we won't see a Ragman figure. Maybe we won't see the Guardian anytime soon. Maybe we won't see Geoforce or Obsidian or Earth 2 Robin. Maybe we won't, but I feel like, again, it's really key that they have the license for 5-7 years. Because if so, then they're going to start going deeper into the lineup of DC characters. There's so many to go to. And just like with the wrestling figures, there's so many big name variants of Superman, Batman, etc., that they compare and take a little chance and throw in a character that's had no exposure to anything anytime soon. Where it's just like, I think we can put out a Johnny Quick figure. Let me do this one more time. So let me go to show over on Retro Robo Toys how they do with their figures, where they're just like mixing up, giving us all kinds of stuff. So you see Hulk Hogan, big name, big seller. Seth, Rhea, they're big sellers. And then they can get a little bit more creative with other options. Nikki Bella, we get Demolition, they're big, big popular characters. Great Khali, another Drew McIntyre, he's an anchor character. Undertaker, another one. Roman Reigns. So you can see how they're doing this. They've got a top picks deal where they have, oh, you're really popular. Let's find a way to get you out. They have a Legends line. They're probably not going to do all these different variations of smaller lines, but you can see big names. You can also see a character like Brutus and Julius Creed, Andrade, Io Sky. I guess she's a little bit bigger than a small scale character. We got the Motor City Machine Guns, Lyra Valkyria. So they do a nice mix, and I think the fact that they're doing the WWE line, and one of the guys who is leading the charge on that is in charge of the DC line, I think we'll be okay. And I think we will see a lot of variety with the character choices. Maybe not to start. Maybe it'll give us the satellite era Justice League, the heavy hitters versions right now going on in the comic books. That's going to be a factor too. Are they going to try to go classic? Or are they just going to go, well, this is what's going on in the DC books at this moment. We got to get those looks out. But I feel like we'll see those classic looks eventually. See, that's the director. The same way now everyone is praising Mattel with the Moti line, the same will be for Mattel DC 2027. I'm sure we'll see something in the summer of Comic-Con of what's to come. I would love that. Rick Cage, the entire Laos Figure Files crew are Toys R Us kids. Ain't no distinction. K-pop Demon Hunters, DC kids, DC collectors, Mob X, Jada, Hasbro Marvel Legends. Just give us all the toys. Yeah, absolutely. The Warbird is a class figure. She's really good. Says the director. $9.99 for the basic kids toy line. Motu is collector's base for $25. Imagine what they do with DC. Justin, A-list characters in their classic look first. Yeah, I mean that would be ideal. I hope they do that. We saw that with the core. What core? I mean, at least with Superman. No, we saw Batman has one of his 8,000 outfits, and none of them are the classic look, or neither of these two that we have here are classic. But the John Stewart, pretty classic, not so much with Deathstroke. Flash, pretty classic for him too. Robin, essentially classic. So you can see, at least with Superman, they're just gonna be excited. The John Stewart is like the cartoon version, so that would probably be his most iconic look. It doesn't seem like they're gonna go crazy with this looks. I mean, if anything, they could take more chances with outlandish costumes for the kids line, and then give the collector line the one. And it's like we know these guys are gonna complain and gripe and do all kinds of videos if we don't get it right. So I feel like we'll be okay. Dog Avenger, I need a decent looking Lobo and a Giganta. Well, I mean, Lobo's going to be in the Supergirl movie, so I would assume he would be a priority for them, even if he's just in his comic book look. Vampire Vine, I dug out my remaining DCUC figures, and they're really dated. Yeah, I mean, articulation. It is a great time capsule figure line. This is what was going on in DC, and I still really like a bunch of them. But when you start trying to move them and pose them, they don't match up to what Hasbro's doing now with Marvel Legends. What McFarlane is doing with the DC figures, it's just, I mean, that was 26 years ago. So they should look outdated. They should not still hold up as one of the great figure lines of all time. It's like, that was a minute ago. It's almost 30 years ago now. Lawson, good head sculpts and multiple head sculpts offered on a regular basis. I'd love to see cloth, good capes. I'd like to see figure stands and good paint, at least one set of extra hands. All right, well, let's do this. I love the fact, because it's a really, really simple thing of being able to go, well, here's what they did here. One of the guys who's in charge is doing this. Let me do it this way. Let me go to Amazon and let's take a look at, say, Roman Reigns. Ugh. So, to your point, here you go. This works out great. So, multiple head sculpts offered on a regular basis. So, here are 4 Roman Reign elite figures. Now, hopefully you can see none of them have the same head sculpt. All 4 of these have different ones. Now, this is the same one that's on this one, but it comes with 2 head sculpts. So, this is a pretty solid look at what you could get from them. Like, Roman is going to be one of those characters like Batman and Superman. They keep cycling out different versions, and you see very minor differences. The gauntlet, here's all red, here's red and black, none here, black, a little red, boots, different, mostly. So, they figure out a way to create all these different variations, different head sculpts. And if we get the Ultimate Edition style for these figures, they can come with 3 head sculpts options. These are more expensive, not 64. Their base is like 35, but they're not afraid to crank out different looks for their characters over the years. So I think we'll be okay. And I definitely think we'll see various head sculpt options. So that is one that I don't think we will need to worry about. And almost every WWE figure, and I don't have one right by me, comes with a set of extra hands too. Aaron Easton, I want to see deluxe figures for larger characters instead of build figures. I need to be able to cherry pick instead of buying entire waves. Well, to that, they do subscribe to the build a figure philosophy as well. What Mattel does with their figures, hopefully you can see a back of this one. I have to go to Wrestling Figure Database. Oops. There we go. What they do, which I think is great, what McFarlane did, is they're not going to go crazy with making you get a whole bunch of figures. Let's try this one. I'm typing in Cody Rhodes, knowing full well he is going to be one of the harder ones to filter through. Let's do it this way, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. This should have made it easier as I struggle to find what I'm looking for. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Darn it. This is such a poor choice of characters to go with for this. Oh gosh. I knew I should have just done anyone else. Thank you. Great. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. So here's a build a figure for Survivor Series, and it is the build a figure is Nick Aldis. And with their figures, unlike what we've seen with other companies, specifically Hasbro, there's no 6, it's 4. And I think if they did this, it'd be okay. I think 4 figures to build a figure is solid. Sometimes we'll see like really small stuff and it's like, come on, we didn't need to stretch this out to 6. They do 4 and actually have, in most cases, some different parts. Sometimes the build a figure has an alternate head. They typically have alternate hand sculpts. So that's encouraging for me. Excuse me. So if we do see build figures, I don't think it'll be a ripoff, and I think you'll be okay. And I have to go, especially early on, because it's like, this is the best time to get onto a line and for them to do build figures because every figure they make will be the first time they do such and such character, which should make it easier to, okay, I'll buy all 4 figures and I get this bonus. Great. So I think that's what they can do. And I think we'll be okay on that end. Oh man, Rogue was awful. Yeah, she was such a train wreck. Jamelin, Jeff, I am hopeful about the price, but remember, Motu is technically not a licensed property. Mattel owns it, so no licensing fee. It's true. And I don't think they've gone too crazy with their WWE figure pricing, though. So that was kind of like where I was like, okay, I think they'll be okay. Aaron Easton, I would also like to see an 89 Batmobile with 2 seats and lights. Vehicles might be trickier. When we had the DCC Classics line, we did not get a bunch of vehicles. However, Mattel has done vehicles for their. I'm trying to see if darn it. So they've done, I'm trying to think. They have a figure line, of course, where they actually do vehicles. Let me see if I can find it one more time instead of just giving up. The Reckon. There you go. Great. So they have done some stuff over the years. It's not as often as we would probably like for some DC vehicles, but we've gotten this and this is cool. And they have parts that kind of break apart and all this. You can actually put a figure in the ambulance. That's fun. And it all breaks apart. So you can get into an accident or whatever and just smash it all up to blazes. But the really cool thing here is that you can see that they are not opposed to doing vehicles. It's just, I would assume that if they were to start getting into it, the Batmobile's got to be a priority, but we'll see. Lawson, I want Mattel to make a Jack Hearts Yellow Jacket and Classic Falcon. Yeah, I know, but I only have so much patience for Legends to get around to them. Justin, Mattel could do a good job with the David Corn Sweat Superman. Yeah, and we know we got another Superman movie coming with Lex Luthor, so we'll see him again. Vampire Vine, is McFarlane Superpowers done? I don't think so, but they haven't done her announcements of figures in a second. DJ Jedi, really hoping the Mattel collector line brings more diversity. McFarlane had the DC license for 6 years, but despite hundreds of releases, somehow never put out even one comic book based Black woman character. Yeah, I mean, it's been pulling teeth trying to get him to make any female figure, so we'll see. Henry G, I'm excited for a Mattel DC line, but I'm really curious on how the multiverse line will be looked back on in the future. We'll see. I mean, I think they did a pretty solid job. I mean, it's interesting to go like, all right, what's the legacy of a line that's not all the way done? I mean, I talk glowingly about Playmate Simpsons line. Not so much about DC's classic line from Mattel. But I really think that's just a case of they really got lapped and they were able to fill a gap when Marvel Legends was dormant. And I think that's what really helped them. They were the only game in town in terms of getting 6-inch scale comic book figures based off of DC. DC Direct wasn't doing it. And it didn't take very long for Hasbro to catch up, surpass, and then totally blow out so many of the Toy Biz figures. There are a few that can still hold over, like the Green Goblin figure, an Abomination. For the most part, I don't have any of the Toy Biz figures in my collection anymore. For McFarlane, they created their own scale. So maybe in this case, they made themselves irreplaceable to a certain extent because there's not another 7-inch line of articulated DC comic book figures out there to compare it to. Whereas you could do so with a 6-inch DC line from so many other companies. Answer that one. Yeah, I did too. The Rick Rude chase was so much better than the original version. Dark Knight. What I want from Mattel is to put out the important DC characters figures out first. Shouldn't have to wait 5 years to get a decent comic book Wonder Woman figure like what McFarlane did. I mean, they're not going to do that. Toku Prime. What's going on? Hello. Hey, personally, I'm so excited for this first figure. They're going to be affordable and they look good to me. I think they look good too. And this is not even the collector focus line. Batfan. What's up, Batfan? I wonder if Mattel will integrate the absolute versions under the regular line or keep it separate and keep the main line for the normal DC versions. I don't think they need to spend too much time on separate branding for them. I think they'll just incorporate them. I mean, in terms of figures, Batman and Superman have the most options. Wonder Woman's been great. It's my favorite of the bunch, but they're not a lot of like obvious characters that make for good figures. And Martian Manhunter is wrapping up with issue 12. We'll see what they do with Flash and Green Lantern. David Daniels, build a figure Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, Perry White, just some examples. There you go. I would totally be down for that. And they've already shown they can do suit bodies well with that. My best pickup, it was a slow month. I didn't get a whole bunch of stuff this month because I needed to chop down the figure to review pile, which I have done. It's just still not as much as I wanted. Justin, Marvel should just do an A-lister wave like they do with their anniversary stuff. Okay. Lawson, McFarlane static figures is one of my favorite figures I've gotten this year. The head sculpt, face paint, and costume colors are incredible. No trench coat, but argue doesn't need it. A plus. Toku Prime. I'm glad you're talking about these new DC figures. All the YouTubers I watch who report on the new Mattel DC figures, they're all negative. I mean, everyone is entitled to an opinion. And I don't tend to talk about things that I don't like. So that's probably the case. I mean, outside of movie stuff that I've watched. But I mean, if there's a figure line I'm like not interested in, I'm not gonna waste the time. Vampire Vine, as long as Mattel continues releasing Jokerized variants, all will be fine. David, Thanos, do you think Bill and Magic will step in to make some DC figures? Oh man, could you imagine? I mean, I feel like if they could only use Magic for certain figures, I think you've got to let him do the absolute ones. Doc Avenger, I'm starting to set up my display room. Congratulations. It's a massive undertaking. You'll be surprised at how fast it gets filled. We have thousands of figures to go through, and that's not counting army builders pulling my Mezco and Legends together. Nice. We need more milestone character releases in 2026. We still got some more time. We'll see. Blake, I like to have all cloth capes, better proportions, the paint sculpt that Motu and WWE is known for, and all the different looks and costumes from classic on through the ages. Yeah, I think if you could sum it up, that would be my take too. And did you have scale on there? Because scale is so important to me. Maurice, DC make a Superboy in black and red. Mattel, please make this. Henry G. Those DC kids figures kind of look like their multiverse figures at the end of their first run. I wonder how they will scale with those. I think they might work actually. Good point. DJ Jedi. I've been saying for years now, Motu is the best bang for your buck in all the 112 collecting. I'm high key stoked for the Mattel collector line. Me too. Because they are really, I mean, the new Eternia stuff, you're getting two different figures basically, and you can display it however you want. So much fun. Vindum. It'd be nice if they came with a better and stronger flight stand than McFarlane's. So it's not just me. Some are really great. They hold up the figure fine. Others are just whoop. And I got to get them the little blue pill because they do not stand up at all. The only Marvel legend from Toy Biz I still display is Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider. He's uniquely creepy. Yeah, he is. I think they did a nice job with that one. Lawson, I'd love a vintage comic book Man Bat. Not the giant monster that McFarlane did. That was great, but it's not the classic comic version I want. The more human-sized Man Bat, yes. But tell Darkseid, please. I couldn't imagine they will get to him. What's up, Nathan? I've got a big old package from Retro Robo waiting for me to open it. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Lawson, here's the thing about Mattel and vehicles. Social media might just push Mattel to step up and do more with that. Fans have much more of a voice these days than they once had. True, but I mean, how many vehicles are really essential for your DC collection? I mean, Batmobile and what? The Bug for Blue Beetle. Those are the. I mean, Wonder Woman's invisible jet. Hey, now she's in her invisible jet. I don't know. We'll see. 9-figure weight. That was diabolical indeed. I love for McFarlane to do a Vixen figure. Hopefully, she would. I I don't like Natasha as a superhero. I like her more as helping her uncle. I mean, it's kind of redundant after. I mean, we don't need two steals much in the same way we don't need 18 Superman adjacent characters either. Let's see. GBR really wanted Lois Lane to go with Soups. I know it's weird. We never got one with McFarlane. Maurice, pinners are like armpits. Everybody's got them, and most of them stink. And now you're giving me flashbacks to the Bushwhackers. Jibro, I absolutely want an absolute Wonder Woman. See what I did there? Oh, yeah. Totally for reals. Super clever. Aaron Easton. Definitely great blast effect, power effects, and guns for characters who require them. Yeah, they might be the ones that won't give us those. Rick Cage. Like button engage. Warp 10, Captain. Crew complement of 50. All hands on deck. Vampire Vine. There's a small tragedy, and the Todd greatly stepped it up in the final year of the line and is giving us great figures and characters he should have done earlier. I know it's funny because I always go like I couldn't tell you like four years removed from having a figure when it came out. It's just like, oh, it's on the shelf. I mean, I know like if I've started a new line, like, oh, these were some of the first figures I got, but I mean, we have them. And I know like there are some was like, why did you take so long to get to this figure? But we have them. So, like this super classic Superman, we've got them. And we even got a cool Kingdom Come version, Justice Society version to go along with it. So it worked out. No, I have not. And I definitely need to get her because I've got Simon Bash just waiting to team up with his partner. Jalen, I cannot boost that enough. Gosh, Connor Kid was so much better. I haven't seen that one yet. Lawson, Jeffrey Wonder Woman jet, Batmobile, the Batboat, Robin's motorcycle, Batgirl's Batcycle, the Batplane, Lobo's Space Hog, Ted Kord's Bug, Brainiac's Skull Ship. Now, would that be in scale with anything? And some Gotham City Police squad cars. So much of it was Batman focused. So maybe, but I don't know. I mean, the Batmobile is the obvious thing. And I think Lobo's Space Hog would work. Robin's motorcycle, probably. Same deal with Batgirl's Bat Cycle. The Bug. I mean, I'd love to see it, of course. I'm a big JLI fan, but it's like much like Marvel's characters, there's only so many vehicles that would make sense for display. Like G.I. Joe, I want it all. But I mean, with DC, I mean, because most of the time the heroes are supposed to be super heroic and they don't need stuff to get around. They're supposed to be able to fly. And I know Batman doesn't, but you know what I'm saying. Deshaun or Dyson Watson. I want them to do Justice Incarnate and all the characters from Multiversity and also the Injustice League Incarnate. Maybe so. Thank you. Joker 66. Oh, that figure did look cool. G Bruce, same. I can never remember what figure came out or when I bought it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of Batmobiles to make, but it's like that's the only thing I can think of. And maybe the McFarlane ones would still work for those. Doc Avenger, I couldn't get past McFarlane's scaling. It was all over the place. It made no sense. Agreed. I'm right there with you. Absolutely. It was easily the worst part of the collection. If we had found a ruler and used it, it'd be awesome. Like, even when I get these Mattel figures, I would still hold up these figures really highly as one of my favorite lines. But the scaling, I mean, some are just really great, but the scaling just for some of them kind of ruins it. Batwing, probably. What's up, Easy Reader? How are you? Blake, I would love to see the Super Friends with the amount of articulation that these new figures will have. Also, Aquaman's jet ski and Superman's space jet. Doc Avenger, my Damian Wayne is the same size as my Batman. Which Batman are you using? Because one thing that they actually got right with their scaling and is like such a rarity for them, they actually got the scaling right for Damian and Batman. And I really like the Damian figure so much better than that first one they gave us, which was awful. So yeah, I mean, maybe he should be smaller, but the Damian with Batman, Dick Grayson, seems like he scaled pretty well. And maybe his head should be where the logo is, but that's scaling that I can work with. Ben Doom, hit the like button. I know. But just say they with Superman in his spaceship. It's like, why? Jalen, I just want Mattel to focus on figures first. Hopefully, we eventually get a few vehicles, but don't give them any ideas about Mattel creations and crowd funds. You know that will come. Lawson, I'd also like to see Jonah Hex to come with a fully articulated horse. DJ Jedi, that Jessica Cruz rollout was a travesty. GameStop exclusive, popular character, ambiguous pre-order date, instant sellout online. Unbelievable. Hopefully, we can all find her. Yes, the Supermobile. And my brother and I actually had it. So it was like even goofier. Let's tell Mr. Freeze. Blake, wait! I need the Hall of Justice and Legion of Doom headquarters. Thanks for the idea. Well, at least that made more sense. He was using that in the comic all the time. Easy read. I'm happy today. My Gorgon and Medusa arrived. Sweet. Hopefully we all do. Well, you put it that way. Mattel is back at #1 for my favorite toy company. I wanted the McFarlane Mega Figs will scale with DC Mattel. I think so. I mean, I'm trying to think if I have any here. No, I don't. But they will stand in pretty nicely until they get to them. I'd really love a classic Solomon Grundy, as long as I can get them on a Monday. All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock and we've been going for 10 hours, 2 hours. I got Calabac, great figure. I got the first Damon, the Thomas Wayne Batman with guns. You should have put the masked head in the box. What's in the box? But before I go, just a reminder, Retro Robo is going to post the items that he will be giving away. So make sure once he posts them to like, comment, tag your friends, because once you do that, you will unlock it once he reaches certain thresholds. So that John Cena I showed you, just 10 likes. The Hawk and the MMS, that's going to take 60 likes. So get to working. It like away, and that way you can unlock a whole bunch of stuff for the giveaway on March 5th. All right, gang. Thank you so much as always. Don't forget on Wednesday, me and the guys will be back for another edition of Lyle's Movie Files. We'll probably need to figure out what movie we're going to watch for our February watch along. So stay tuned, get your suggestions ready. And then, assuming there's nothing crazy that's coming out in the world of figures, which has been kind of like the norm this week, I'll be back for another live on Thursday at 8:05. Once again, thank you all so much for hanging. I appreciate y'all so much. For now, this episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.